Hi-ho everyone, and welcome back to the adventures of Turwinkle, the Gnome Mage. Love the music.
Salutation.
Hi Turwinkle, yes. As you can tell by the epic music, we're here in the Stormwind Keep in Stormwind City, and we're getting ready to interview the leader of the House of Serenity, Kyaka. Hope I pronounced that name correctly, and we'll find out soon, won't we, Turwinkle?
Sure.
And you're excited about this one, I know, because we've been trying to get this interview for quite some time.
Woohoo!
Yes, so without further ado, let's go and find and interview Kyaka, leader of the House of Serenity. All right, while we wait for the interview, we've got a little booth here where someone is selling some pancakes. So, Turwinkle's going to get himself some pancakes while he waits for Kyaka, and hopefully she'll show up. But this will be great. Let's get some pancakes, shall we? The pancakes are made by Lasser Greycall, Druid of the Wild, Regent of the White Sigil, nicknamed Lass Mama Bear. Regent of the White Sigil, as said before, is a level 90 Caledori Druid, currently still short, pregnant, and showing. She's a normal role player in character and is making pancakes. So Turwinkle will get some here. Let's walk up and ask if we can have a pancake. We'll say hi-ho there. How much for the delicious pancakes? Whoop, pancakes. Oh boy, I miss. well, let's fix that. How much, not me, ouch. Free. We do this for community outreach. Feeding the masses a little bit of kindness goes far. Let's give her a nice smile. We're making a batch for the orphanage too and bring it over the children. Oh, how nice. We'll say how lovely. That's great. Well, I will take just one then. And Turwinkle takes one big pancake and goes to sit, sit and eat it. Great. There's a there's a little cat here with a hat on. Oh, look at this little guy. Okay. So we'll sit over here. And sit. Whoop. All right, well, see, another neat little event that someone's come up with. Part of the White Sigil group. And again, makes a little squeak noise when she places it down. But that's a neat way to bring people together. So awesome. Thank you, Lasar. And great. All right. Well, it seems Kyaka has shown up. And so we are going to go back to the keep and start the interview. So we will see you folks when we get there. All right. Well, here we are with Serenity Silverdawn, priestess, nickname Kyaka, prime mistress of the House of Serenity. Starcaller Kyaka, part of the Alliance, has an MRP and GHI, Griffin Heart items. That's another add-on that role players use to make items that role players can use in their role plays. It allows you to make all sorts of different sound effects, different items in the game that you don't normally buy. And if you're a good programmer, you can make really a lot of neat items. She's a level 90 human priest and currently is recruiting, is a normal role player and in character. So let's take a little closer look at her MRP. And she looks great, doesn't she? She's got an awesome staff. The helm looks really nice, and her whole outfit looks really good. So let's check out our MRP. All right, so we have a normal role-playing style. She's in character, eyes blue, race human, 5'2", 121 pounds, currently recruiting. Description: engulfed in shadows most of the time, and a scar across her cheek. All right, and here we are sitting with Kyaka, and I said, well, your MRP is great. Wow, quite a history for Kyaka as well. How did you come up with her name? And she asked, which one? I said, both. Serenity, Silver Dawn, and her nickname, Kyaka. She says, well, Kyaka came from when I started my first character, Carrera. I got hooked on the name Kai, so I started making names up. Kyaka is a unique name no one thought of, and it stuck. Serenity came from the Silver Moon series. I always loved that name. Her last name, Silver Dawn, was made up by thinking of the priestways and light. I said, well, it's a pretty name to be sure. Your history is great as well in your MRP. Did you have any inspiration for that, like from a book or movie? She says her MRP was made up in my head as I role-played, and then I wrote it down and stuck with it. My character's attitude and history reflects from my real life and imagination. And we can only hope that her brother and sister weren't murdered in real life. So we hope that her nice attitudes and stuff come from her real life, and that the other stuff is just her imagination. She says this character has many surprises as well. And I sold my wool cloth sold on the auction, which was nice. Okay. Thank you, Blizzard, for letting me know. All right, so I said, nice. You did a wonderful job. Do you like where she's going, RP-wise? And she says, oh, yes. I never would have thought she would be perfect to RP with at all. And she would just still be sitting there, not played, if I did not make this guild. The members in this guild are great and contribute great RP. She would have gotten nowhere. All right. So we ask, so what can you tell us about you, the player behind the tune? Feel free to share whatever you like. She says, well, let's see here. I have a very creative personality. I draw and write stories. A lot of my character reflects my everyday personality. That is about all I can think of. It pretty much sums it up. It's very nice indeed. So, in what ways are you like Kyaka? And she says, well, her attitude is strict but gentle in a way, and is always in command. Most people fear her as people do fear me in real life. I am an Aries, and my horoscope is completely 100% truthful about me. I'm straightforward, and my character is as well. Her rough past is a reflect on how I grew up, not having a lot of things and fending for myself. I said, I see. So a harder question is, in what ways do you differ from Kyaka? She says, well, I'm more shy in real life, but she is not. There's not much we differ in. Kyaka is a virtual escape for me. Putting myself into the game is a great stress reliever, especially when you have a great guild to help cheer you up. Now, that's nice. And that says a lot about World of Warcraft. For a lot of people, it is a way to kind of relieve some of that stress of, the everyday grind in life. And so, we look for a way to kind of relieve some of that stress and to be able to come in and get with a bunch of people you know and love and care for. It's a great way to just unwind. And so, excellent. So we will now ask some questions about her being a guild leader, because Kyaka is the guild leader of the House of Serenity. So we'll find out a little bit more about that experience next. So Kyaka is the leader of the wonderful House of Serenity Guild. How did the guild get started? Well, I owe the idea of starting a neutral guild, much like Nibbit's Eternal Vendetta Level 3 guild. Let's join them today. No. So Kyaka says, Well, I owed the idea of starting a neutral guild to a guild called the Shadows in the Wind. I have a character in there and learned how to RP well through them. One day I felt like trying to form a guild to see if it would succeed, and it did. In its first week, it got 50 members and to level 5. I owe it all to Rabu, Jiran, and Elenderic. Now we're almost a month old and have 85 members and are now level 16. All my guild members contribute greatly. So that's great. They are a great bunch and are highlighted in episode 55 of the Adventures of Turwinkle the Gnome Mage. And they are. It's a great episode, so if you folks haven't seen that, go find out all about the House of Serenity guild there. I said, so how do you enjoy being a guild leader? He says, I love it. They all respect me and try to help me make this a great guild. I put as much effort in this guild as I would a job. So, well, the harder question is, I actually said the hardy, the hardy question is, what do you not like about being a guild leader? He says the responsibility, but it really is all worth it. I said, well, your guild members certainly love you, and they all spoke highly about you, and they all do. And you'll see that in that episode, episode 55, where they do talk greatly about Kyaka here, and they do really enjoy having her be the guild leader. She said, I saw that. So that leads us to RP. How long have you been RPing in WoW? She says, about a year. I've been playing for 6 years. I said, do you RP, do you do any other RP outside of WoW? Any other game like Guild Wars, or D&D, that sort of thing? Says, does Facebook games count? Just kidding. I've played other online games like D&D, yes. I also play the PS2 and 3 and Xbox 360. Nice. So great. Now, how hard was it to learn to RP in WoW? So it's not really hard. Once you know some of the rules, it's quite easy. I said, well, what rules do you go by? And the reason I asked that is because everybody, I think, has sort of a different set of rules that they go by when they RP. Depends on their RP style. So we'll see what her rules are. She says, well, in RP, some of my rules are no god modding or metagaming. Now, god modding, again, is what that means is in roleplay, you automatically win at everything. Nothing can hurt you, and you always succeed at everything you do, which really isn't how things are done in real life, and so you're not really role-playing fairly, you're just a god, basically. And metagaming. Metagaming is knowing information that your character would not normally know. So things like her history, for example, without her telling you. Things like that. That would be metagaming. It says disrespect is a big no in RP and out, which is true, and you'll find that a common theme through everyone's RP is, use the golden rule, treat others as you would like to be treated. So give respect to everybody around you, and you'll receive respect as well. All right, so let's finish up here with Kyaka. She's been very patient, and we'll finish with the last all right. One last set of questions for Kyaka here. We ask, what advice would you give the person that wants to try RPing in WoW for the first time? Kyaka says, join an RP guild. It's the best way to learn, and that is with others. So, well, that's great advice. What would you like people to know about Kyaka that perhaps I did not ask? She says, I think we pretty much covered it, all except she can seem like a, and I can only assume it's not a good thing. She says that's the best way to put it, but not after you get to know her. So Turwinkle says, yikes, I'm certain glad we know her then. I said, you have been wonderful, Kyaka. Any final, which I meant final, any final words before we let you go for the evening? And she says, yeah, RP is great, so come and RP with me. So great. We really have had a fantastic time talking and learning about Kyaka. And so let's give our final farewells, and we'll see you then. So there you have it, folks. Serenity Silver Dawn, Kyaka, a wonderful RPer and guild leader to the House of Serenity. She answered all our questions beautifully, and she was very kind and very patient with Turwinkle as he asked his questions. So thank you very much. Turwinkle, give her a nice thank you, would you? Give her a wonderful thank you.
Allow me to express my deepest thanks.
Yes, oh, see, nice. Nice thank you, Turwinkle. And a lovely bow. And we will hearth on back to the tent, and we'll wrap things up there. So thank you again, Kyaka. And we'll see you folks when we get back to the tent. All right, we're back in the Refuge Point tent. And boy, I tell you, what a lovely evening, wasn't it, Turwinkle?
Sure.
Yeah, great. She did such a good job. She was very patient and very kind with us tonight and answered all of our questions beautifully. So if you folks liked the episode, please click like. If you'd like to comment on Kyaka or this episode or any of our other episodes, please do so below. We love comments, and they help us to know that we're going in the right direction. Also help us to know if we're not. And also subscribe. If you'd like to join Team Turwinkle, do so. We love to have as many people on our team as possible. So Turwinkle, you also did a great job tonight asking such interesting questions. So thank you, sir. Excellent. And we will see you next time.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.